All right, so today I'm joined by soon to be number 4 ranked Aaron Jeffery, coming off a dominant performance over Dalton Rosta at Bellator 298. How are you doing, Aaron?
I'm very good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Want to say congratulations again on a very dominant performance. How did it feel to get that win?
Felt good, man. Felt really good. Yeah, he's a tough guy. I knew it was going to be a tough fight. He was ranked above me. I'm coming off a loss. It was a big one for me, so it feels very good to get the job done.
Yeah. Like you said, you're coming off a loss. So I guess why don't we just start there? Where did you kind of go after that loss? Because for those that don't know, you fought John Salter, and it was, went to a decision, but he kind of just like was on your back the whole time, so you didn't really get a show out very much. It was like kind of a stalled out fight. But like, were you down a lot after that, or did you kind of take it for what it was and move on past that?
I'm a pretty even keel guy, man. I'm not like too high on my highs, too low on my lows. So I pouted a bit for a week, got it out of my system, and then I just got back in the gym, man. That's all you can do. Like even after a win or loss, I do the same thing. Maybe I take a little time off, and then I just get back in the gym and keep trying to get better.
Okay, so same approach, whether you win or lose, it's all the same.
Exactly.
Okay. And also you had a lot of like of your teammates who had some big fights that were coming up too. Did that help you kind of maybe get back in the swing of training? Because you can't really pout when you got to help your teammates out, right? So you got to get over it pretty quickly.
Yeah, man, it's always inspirational to have other guys in the gym that are fighting, especially fighting at a high level too. A few people from NTT fought on the UFC Canada card, like Jazz and Mike, and then training down at Killcliff. And there's always tons of guys with fights coming up. So, yeah, being around people in the gym that are working hard and picking up W's, it's inspirational for sure.
Yeah. So as far as the fight went, you got Dalton Rosta as an opponent, which was a great opponent coming off a loss too, because he's still ranked above you. How are you looking going into? I think a lot of the interviews you said that he's not too experienced, and it kind of played out that way. But how are you looking going into it?
Yeah, I knew he's a tough guy, man. He's skilled. Like I don't doubt his skill set at all. I just think I'm a better fighter, to be honest. I saw how a lot of his previous opponents fought him, and I just saw a path to victory. And I had a game plan and I executed it, and it worked out pretty much just how we thought it would.
Okay. So what was the game plan exactly? Like, kind of take his shots at first and then see what he could offer and then kind of work your game plan?
Yeah, I wanted to keep my guards up nice and tight, which I
Yeah.
did. I'm very happy with that, how that looked in the fight. Like first round, he's throwing like six punch combos at me and like just ripping punches, and I don't think anything hit me clean. Like there's one combo that kind of looks like it, but nothing rocked me, nothing stung me at all. I ate everything off the guards. I wanted to keep a low stance and be ready for his takedown attempts, and I stuffed all his shots too. Uh, and I just knew he's a super explosive guy, and I knew him exploding into those combos and exploding into takedown attempts, he's going to start to slow down. And he did, and I can keep that pace forever, man. I could have fought another 3 rounds after that. So, yeah, I mean, that was the game plan, and it was great.
Okay. And actually, I think one of the X factors too for you was that left hook of yours, man. You proud of that at all? Because I saw you landed a few times in the fight, and that was money for you, it seemed.
Yeah, a couple left hooks and the calf
Yeah.
kick too. That was part
Oh,
of my
sorry.
plan too.
Of
Was
course, that was obvious. Yeah, the leg kicks
yeah,
too. That was the key to
those calf
victory.
kicks, man, were good. Yeah. Um, I think that's sort of part of the reason why he started shooting so much. Like I heard him a bit after the fight, and he made a little post saying he didn't know why he kept shooting. It wasn't his game plan. And if I had to guess why he kept shooting, it's because I was fucking punting him in the calf, and he was getting wobbly on his legs.
Yeah. And we got to see a little emotion out of you for an even keel guy, but you're like pointing at it and shit. What went into that? Was it just like any tensions going into the fight? Because you guys were so friendly ahead of it. I see you like, reposting his shit and his disses and stuff. He's like reposting yours.
uh,
But then during fight week, I'm like looking, watching you guys weigh in and stuff, and there's no handshake, kind of like a little annoyed it seemed like. And then like when you came in there, you're like, I got you. So how like any beef going into it
there,
or
dude, not at all.
okay.
I thought the back and forth shit online was funny. I don't know if he found it funny. He seemed like he maybe took it a bit more serious than me. Like he didn't want any interaction with me at all, I think.
In person
Um,
or like online too?
online, I don't
Oh,
think he found it as funny as I did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he thought it was funny too, but he just seemed like he kind of wanted to stay out of it.
hmm
And he's an intense guy. And no, man, that was kind of part of the game plan too. Like a super confident guy, you see him start to break a little bit. I figured I would talk a little shit and it would probably break him even more. I don't know if it did or didn't, but yeah, he definitely brought that out of me. I told him after the fight though, like, sorry for talking shit, no disrespect at all. I think he's probably an okay person. He's a good fighter, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of use that to break him a little bit too.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. And it makes for a more exciting fight. I really like how they've kind of matched you up with Rosta, and hopefully you can get like another good matchup going too. But I just want to kind of go through the fight a little bit more. So with his takedowns and stuff like that, did that frustrate you at all? Because it's kind of like the same shit that happened in your last fight, except for you had a better response to it this time.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
didn't frustrate me at all, man. I
Okay.
fucking stuffed his head under me and started landing lots of shots. So no, man, I like that position a lot, that front headlock position when guys are shooting low doubles. Stuff the head underneath, cover the head and work from there. I like that.
Okay. Were you kind of like viewing it like, all right, you're here, you got to get yourself out of this because I could keep working here.
Exactly, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm landing big hammer fists to the side of the head and whatever. Like, I'm not gonna move. Why would I? I'm landing
Right.
shots. I'm on top. You're wasting energy carrying my weight. You get out of here.
And that might be why I ended up kind of playing out like that too, because it's like, I'm not going to take a risk here.
Dude, it's an exhausting position to be in on the bottom there with your arms and shoulders stretched out, like someone's hands around your neck and putting all the weight on the back of your neck, man. It's not fun.
Yeah. All right. And then round three, what was your takeaways from that round? At the end of it, you kind of had the walk-off celebration, another really dominant round for you. But what were your thoughts on that at all?
Yeah, man. Like towards the end of the second, we could like my coaches knew it, I knew it, I could feel him. He was like really slowing down. Um, and we ended up in that same position, and he was like really not fighting a whole lot from there. And I was kind of working for some shit. I was working for the choke. I was landing some punches. Um, I thought he was going to give me the choke. It felt like he was just almost looking for a way out, but he was kind of fighting through it a little bit. But I almost just started like having fun with it at that point. I looked up at the clock. You could see me like squinting up at the clock
I
at
thought
one
you were
point in
doing
the
that at the
fight.
ref.
No, dude, I looked up to see the clock and my eyes are pretty bad. So I'm like squinting, trying to read the clock.
You and me
But
both on that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I just stood up and threw some body kicks and whatever. Just kind of, yeah, man, I had fun there. So it was
Yeah.
cool.
And it was a little wild. Like, I mean, first off, I think the ref was like on your ass a little bit too much about things. But I mean, you're like stomping him, kicking him and stuff. So that was a crazy fight. He brought out the crazy AJ, I guess.
For
We haven't seen
sure.
that before.
No, that's rare.
Yeah. What did you think about the ref though? Were you kind of annoyed or am I just making something of nothing?
Um,
I was like worried you're gonna get a point taken, that's why and shit like that. So I was like, fuck, like
well, I did some shit that was borderline illegal, like the knee in the first round, but he
yeah.
was like, he's playing the game. He's putting his hand up. He's putting his hand down, up, down. Like,
Right. I didn't really agree with that either, to be honest, because like when you're playing the game, it's like,
it's dangerous, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you got a guy that's like throwing knees at you, and you want to just put your hand down to have the ref save you. It's dangerous. But yeah, that's like borderline illegal. I did that. I hit him with an elbow that was like pretty close to the spine, which I guess you're not allowed to do. And I didn't know you're not allowed to stomp the body of a grounded opponent. And
yeah. I didn't
that
know
that
either.
stomp didn't really have much steam on it, but I kind of like almost pushed my foot into his stomach, which I didn't know that, but yeah, I don't know. The ref did what he had to do. He didn't take a point away, thankfully, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Guess I got to be more careful or something.
Yeah. I got worried about like the stomp or whatever because he took like what was it? The illegal like knee earlier. He took it so seriously. So I was like, fuck, that's one warning. Like if another one
Yeah,
happens. That's why I was
yeah,
like a little bit worried about it.
yeah.
Yeah. But as far as that stomp, the other thing I wanted to mention about that was I thought the one thing that you did when you like straight kicked his body when he was on the ground,
Yeah,
I didn't know if that was illegal or not, but that's
I
legal,
knew
huh?
that. I knew that was legal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you don't
yeah.
really see that too often.
No,
Yeah,
guys don't get in that position very often, right? Like where he's
right.
right in front of me, like allowing me to like boot him in the ribs. Yeah, it's a weird position to be in.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously we talked about how you were coming off a loss. You got the W. So how does it feel for you? You're an even keel guy, but is it a weight off your shoulders at all, or you really don't put that pressure on yourself?
It's always a weight off your shoulders after a fight. I mean, even after a loss, it's like the shittiest feeling in the world, but like that stress of the fight is gone. So you're like, there's some relief in it. Obviously, a win is like millions and millions of times better. So, yeah, I feel good, man. Like I said, he was a tough opponent. He was ranked higher than me, coming off a loss. Like everything makes this pretty sweet.
Okay, great. And after the fight, I got more stuff for you. So after the fight, they're asking you about like who you want, and like they're talking about title right away. And I don't know why they keep asking you about title shot, but you seem like down for it or nonchalant about it. Why are you like nonchalant about your next opponent in a way? You don't have a preference?
Um,
Because you're like, yeah, whatever. Like,
dude, I don't know. I'm gonna fucking fight them all anyways. Like, I don't
yeah,
care what order they come in. Title fight does more for my career. Um, I don't feel like I need to rush it, but man, if that's what they
right.
want to do, and I think it makes sense because if Eblin beats Edwards, he's already beat the number two and the number three also. So
Mhm.
I think that kind of puts me next in line. But whatever, man. I'll fight them all.
Okay, actually, I haven't looked at it like that. So yeah, if he already has wins over like guys who are ranked above you, then that makes sense too. I just kind of want to
Hmm.
see you because they've put you against all grapplers. So I'd at least like to see you against like one striker before you get that title shot, just to kind of like build
Hmm.
your fan base a little bit more too. You know,
Hmm.
yeah. What do you think
Hmm.
about that?
Um, yeah,
Just
man.
my
Like I
opinion. So
said,
whatever you like, you know.
whatever, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever. I'll fight them all.
Okay, no, you don't really care, huh? I'm gonna push just a little bit more, but Gegard Mousasi, Douglas
Yeah,
Lima, any
yeah.
either of them,
Sure, man. Cool.
whatever.
Like
Yeah,
Musasi would be cool. Like he's
yeah,
a
he's a
legend,
legend.
obviously, and he's got a huge fan base. Like that's definitely a feather in the cap. So that'd be cool.
Okay, so maybe Mousasi, if anything, between those two.
Yeah.
Okay, and when do you want to fight next, man? You want to get like a third one in this year? Or you want to kind of take some rest, like with Bellator, and it's kind of all up in the
Uh,
air right now.
no, I want to fight all the time, man. Like if they'd put me in there next month, I would do it.
Okay,
They don't have as many shows, obviously, so it's like hard to stay super, super active. But no, I'm ready whenever. My body's all good, no injuries after the fights, so whenever.
okay. So ideally, maybe get one in before the sale. When is this rumored sale supposed to take place? End of the year?
I don't know, man. Like I don't think anything is for sure.
Okay.
Um, my manager told me that they should be around at least until the end of next year, just because of like TV contracts and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I don't think anyone knows anything for sure.
Okay. Um, just off of that though, do you plan on like if they offer you a new contract, would you kind of resign or would you hold out to kind of see what happens in the future? Because you did get a new contract already, right?
Yeah, I still have 4 fights left on my contract, so I'm probably not signing a new one anytime soon, I don't think.
Okay. And do you what's it called? You would just be acquired by whatever promotion buys Bellator, basically? Kind of
Dude,
like Pride with the UFC? Or you
I
don't know?
guess, man, I don't fucking know anything, man. I don't know anything about business. I don't know anything about contracts. I don't know any details of what's going on with Bellator, so I just hope I have a job at the end of it all.
Okay, gotcha, man. So we get into some fun ones now that we kind of got all that stuff out of the way. What do you think about Aljamain Sterling versus O'Malley this weekend?
It's a sick fight, man. Um, Typical striker versus grappler matchup. Is O'Malley going to be able to keep the distance and beat him up on the feet, or is Aljo going to get in on his hips and take him down and take his back and choke him? We're going to find out.
Who do you like in it at all?
Like, who do I like as a fan, or who do I like to win?
Both, I guess, because obviously I probably think style wise, Aljo's got the better one, but maybe you do like O'Malley as a fan.
Um,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
the biggest fan of O'Malley. I don't like the shit talking and the fucking pink and purple hair and whatever.
Yeah.
That's not my that's not like the fighters that I'm drawn to. I think he's a sick fighter though. I really enjoy watching him. He's fucking awesome. Um, I think I'll pick Aljo to win. I think somehow he's like a little bit underrated, and I think he's so good at what he does. I think he will take him down and submit him.
Okay, gotcha. And one thing I'm thinking about, because I like O'Malley, but I think you got if I'm thinking both ways too, Aljo's definitely got a good shot at winning. And if he wins, then that lines him up for that Volkanovski fight. And they're two guys
Hmm.
who are kind of like, well, Volkanovski's getting his shine now, but their skills are very, very well matched for a good fight, I think.
That would be a cool fight for sure.
Yeah. I think who do you think about that one?
Probably Volk, because
Well,
I think his grappling is really good. His defensive wrestling is really good. I think he could neutralize Aljo's grappling, and I think Volk is a better striker.
okay, gotcha. And as far as I got another good one. How the fuck do you get so dry as far as like, just your abs are just popping in training camp? Is this like the carb cycling? Because I mean, I need to know. I gotta try it for myself.
I don't know, man. Like I'm sure a lot of it's genetics. Like I don't really do anything crazy. Like if you saw what I ate in my diet, it looks like regular food. Like I eat eggs and toast and oatmeal and vegetables
Soggy
and
toast,
fruit
like they're
and
saying.
meat. Yeah, soggy toast. And I train hard. Like I probably train more than most people, but I'm not doing anything crazy. I don't have any secrets.
You don't really try to like look that dry when after practice it's just all that water that you lost.
I fucking sweat a lot. Maybe that's it. Like I sweat a very unusual amount. Like you probably seen some of my posts after practice.
Yeah.
There's fucking puddles around me, man. So I think when I take a post practice pic, I'm like fucking 10 pounds of water that's just been sucked out of me. So that's probably why.
Okay. And I mean, I always like the nutrition part. So carb cycling and stuff like that, that's kind of like they say that's good for burning fat. You're shaking your head. Tell me about carb cycling. How do you do it too? Because I don't know, but I hear a lot about it.
I wouldn't say there's like one way. You just cycle it however you want. Like I know
I
some
don't even
guys
know
do
like
like
I don't even know how do you do it from the start though.
I don't know. I like there's no one way to do it. I like
Oh,
cycling like how you would cycle anything. It's like sometimes you do it and sometimes you don't. You go through a cycle.
okay.
So maybe like I think some guys do like only carbs like post training. So maybe that could be carb cycling, or maybe you do like 3 days on, 3 days off, or maybe you go like a month at a time with carbs and then a month at a time lower carbs, something like that. But I don't think there's anything to it.
Okay. I mean, that's what you guys do though towards the end of your training camp, right? To lose weight. You don't really do that mid training
Yeah,
camp.
that's no, I would never do that mid training camp. I do
Yeah.
it on fight week and I lose all my muscle glycogen and I start feeling real shitty because I have no carbs left in my system. I would
Hmm.
never do that during training camp because it's like almost impossible to train like that.
Okay. Yeah. No energy, right?
Hmm.
So do you know who plays more dates is? Because you're kind of like him in a way.
Yeah, I think he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, I
Um,
like him a lot.
you ever consider making like a YouTube channel or something like that in the future? Because you read all those like studies or whatever.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm boring. He's like he's a
He's
cool
boring
dude. He's
too.
uh
What's up, guys? Derek. More plays, more dates.
I don't know. He's like good at like talking to the camera by himself. I feel awkward when I do that. I
Yeah, I
don't know
feel
if I'd
you.
be able. Maybe I could practice a lot and then do it because I feel like I'm as educated as him in like similar interests too, like talking about athletes and fighters and famous people and breaking down some shit. I like that
Yeah,
stuff, but I think it takes practice to be as good at it as he is.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe like because you're always reading that stuff, so maybe in the future like it'll come easier to you or something like that.
Maybe
Yeah. Did you hear about what's it called? That guy, the Joe Aesthetics death too at all?
the guy that died, is that him?
Yeah,
Is that
the
who
guy
you're talking
like
about?
that
Yeah.
bodybuilder guy who died, but like I don't know, he had like the crazy like chest and stuff like that.
I heard that he died. I don't really know any details of it.
Oh, I mean, I don't even know why I asked. It's just kind of random, but yeah, he passed away, but he was like one of those like influencer guys who like did an interview with more plates, more dates.
Okay, yeah. And he
Yeah,
was probably doing like ridiculous amounts of steroids and
I think so. Or there,
fucked
some
his
people
heart
are
up or
saying
something.
like even the vaccine might have like done it. You know how some
That's
people
what
get like
everyone,
strokes and
bro.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone says it about everything now. They're like the one Bellator fighter that just had some heart issues or whatever, and everyone's
right, right.
commenting on his shit, trying to say it was the vax, and his wife is like replying to everyone, being like, "He wasn't vaxxed."
Yeah, it's like a little disrespectful, I think sometimes.
It's super, man. Yeah,
Yeah. All right, I got like, a few more have written down, so let me just get these out of the way. I got a few good ones for you because it's been a while. Are you okay on time for now?
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. Um, oh yeah, good one. Couple good ones. Strickland, your boy, he's got the title
Hmm.
fight with Izzy now. I
Hmm.
mean, obviously you're going to be riding with him, but are you
Oh
happy
yeah.
for him and stuff? What was your reaction to him getting that fight?
I'm very happy for him, man. He deserves it. He is one of the hardest working guys in the room. He's consistent year round. He doesn't like fuck around outside of training camps. He deserves it for sure. You know, it's crazy. When I met Strickland 4 years ago, he was just coming off that big motorcycle accident, So his knee was like still pretty fucked up, and he was just moving up to middleweight. And I was training with him, and I was just watching him fuck up everyone in the gym. And I said, I could see this guy being champ one day, man. I think he's that good. And
Yeah,
now here he is, 4 years later, fighting for the title.
that's dope. And I think Izzy's taking him pretty seriously because I saw his recent interview he did on his YouTube channel, and he said that he could see it being like Bisping Rockhold, like if he takes him lightly. So he's not taking Strickland lightly at all. He knows that he could potentially put his
Yeah,
lights up
man,
too.
for sure.
Yeah. So obviously you're going with Strickland on that one, but
Yeah.
Strickland is fucking. I don't know if you've seen the post about Khalil Roundtree and this cult. Have you ever heard of this cult in Las Vegas?
No, I saw a couple posts too. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I guess it's like I read into it a little bit. It's like a self-help group or something like that. It's not really a religion. It's like, let me teach you like Liver King, like the ten tenets to life. And like it's like you follow this shit. So not really something I would be into. And it sounds a little culty, but no
Strickland
thoughts
just
on
likes
it.
talking shit.
I know.
I don't know. I like Khalil. I trained with Khalil too. I think he's a good guy. So
Okay.
I don't wanna take sides on that.
Fair enough. You never heard of this though, for the record. This is all Strickland.
That cult? No, other than
Never
the
heard of it.
recent like Instagram post. No, I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And so this was really interesting. Two more stories that I'll just ask you about and we can get out of here. UFC, how they're trying to like take Francis out of the history. I don't know if you saw that one, but like claiming that Tafon Nchukwi was the first Cameroonian champion. That's crazy of them. I can't believe they're doing that.
Yeah, that
They're
sucks,
butthurt
man.
though. They're pissed at him.
They're butthurt, and it's crazy that that must go through a lot of layers of people to actually get on the TV, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't know who starts that and who's got to punch it into the computer and who's got to actually play it on the TV, but like a lot of people decided like, all right, I guess we're gonna say this even though it's not true.
Yeah, and it's like somebody probably was like, "Hey, he's not the first Cameroonian fighter," and then the higher ups like, "No, that's going in there."
No, we're posting that. Don't worry. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
crazy.
funny. And
Yeah.
Wonderboy Thompson, he didn't get paid. How do you feel about that? I want to put something out there real quick. Ariel put a good point out there where he was like, the money was already accounted for. So like, if anything, the UFC came out on the plus end, even if they paid Wonderboy show money, because they didn't
hmm
have to pay him his win money or Michelle Pereira
hmm
his show money. So Dana sounded
Yeah.
like he had a good point, but
Yeah, I understand both sides of it. It sucks. Wonder Boy has been like I don't know anything about the ins and outs of the company, but he seems like he's been a good guy for the company. He's a fan favorite. He's a super nice guy. He puts on sick fights, and he showed up and did his job. But also, I understand what Dana said. Guys don't just get paid to not fight, and it happens kind of often where something happens and the fight falls through. So, like business is business. But yeah, you'd think for a guy like that, they would compensate him somehow.
okay. Yeah. I think like Dana was saying like, oh, if you're like a new guy, then we'll pay you your full money. But at the same time, it's like, dude, Wonder Boy's done a lot for the promotion. Like I feel
hmm
like he might deserve his show money in that case, given his age and stuff too. It's like,
Yeah, man.
dude, the guy doesn't have too many
Yeah.
cuts left. He obviously made that
Yeah.
decision because he's like 40 and Michelle Pereira's like 29.
Yeah. It sucks. It's a shitty game we play here in fighting.
Yeah, I feel that. I guess that's something to look out for. That's like a lesson. You gotta, I guess, look out for that in your contract in the future, especially when you're like a more respected fighter and you can ask for
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
if this ever happens, like I want my money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, one more.
Okay.
It's documented how you like lived at Jasmine's house for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't
Mm-hmm.
really know about what happened after that. Do you like have your own place now and all that stuff, or what kind of happened after you lived at Jasmine's house?
Yeah, I have my own place now. Yeah, I lived there for I don't know how long. I think probably about a year and a half. And then I went out to Vegas for like 6 months. And then when I came back, I just found my old place. It just felt like it was time.
Okay, so you guys got like a little apartment somewhere, like where you living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like maybe 5 minutes from her.
Okay, nice.
hmm
So you got your new place what, like 6 months ago or something like that?
No, it's been a while. It's been like year and a half probably.
Okay, and
Well, no, when did I get back in Vegas? It's been almost 2 years.
almost two
I
years.
got uh I got the best view in Thorold.
Nice little rooftop right there.
Yeah.
So that was after you were training at Syndicate that first time with like Johnny Parsons and shit.
Second time. when I went for the Kaio fight for that camp, and
Oh,
then I
that's
came
when you
back
got
in
your
that.
place.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
been I got back like almost 2 years ago.
okay. So you're what, like 28 or something like that, 27 when you got it.
28.
28. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool. How did it feel though? Just because like you stayed down for all that time and finally like get your own place? Is it finally like shit, man? Like feel
it's
nice
not even
now?
real. It's still not even my own place. It's weird how it worked. My buddy Vlad, you've probably seen him online. My
Oh yeah.
crazy Russian buddy. He lived here and had a spare room, and I moved in, and then like fucking literally like 2 days after I got back from Vegas and moved my shit, Vlad's like, "Hey man, I gotta tell you something. I'm moving out," and I was like, "What the fuck, bro?" So I had to find someone else to take that room, and so my
Okay.
buddy Kevin Poppowick lives here now, another pro fighter from the gym.
Oh, okay. Is that him right behind you?
Oh yeah, you can see him
Yo,
back there.
yeah. What up? What up? That's dope. I didn't
And
know he lives with you.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and my girlfriend's here too. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
three of us. Big
Oh,
happy
that's dope.
family.
Hell yeah, man. You kind of mentor him too a little bit.
Yeah, I
Help him
think
out.
so.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the Jeffrey nutrition, I see him posting that.
yeah, he's a
All
good
right.
kid, man. He's
Yeah.
good,
Does he
and
have a
he's a
fight
fucking
coming up?
savage.
Yeah, I know. I see him. He's
No,
crazy out there.
he's got nothing booked right now, but he's coming off 5 finishes in a row. So I imagine probably a lot of guys don't want to fight him right now.
Yeah. Is he looking at contender series at all? That's like in season right
Um,
now.
Probably not this season, but I would not be surprised at all if next season he's on there.
Okay, for sure. All right, man.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
No
And
problem, bro.
congrats again on the win. I'll be looking
Thank
out
you,
for your
man.
next fight announcement.
Sick. Sounds good.
All right, later, man. Have a good one.
Peace.